All right, this is Jeremy Kemp with San Jose State School of Library and Information Science on the Learning Management System Selection Committee. I'm here with Jared Stein at Canvas and Instructure, and we're taking a look at a course. It's a course in emerging technologies and technology forecasting. This screen is a D2L, and we're also going to take a look at the Canvas version that Jared has done some preliminary work on doing conversion. So the purpose of this session today, which will last 20 or 30 minutes, is for Jared to tell me about the conversion process in Canvas, and also for us to compare the original in Desire to Learn with the sort of rough beginning piece of the conversion in Canvas. So Jared, do you have anything to add about the session before we get started?
No, let's just go through it and we'll see what things need to be addressed. Absolutely.
Great, thank you, and I really appreciate your time here. So this is a class 287. It's a graduate course in Library and Information Science, Technology Forecasting. This is D2L. Across the top are all of the things that are available for all of my classes, and then you can see the class-specific things across the navigation bar here. There's a course home button. There's a link to an external syllabus. So this is a syllabus that's available on another web page. This is outside of the D2L course file framework. Then there's a content module. This is where most of the stuff happens in D2L. We'll talk a little bit about that because I think that's the majority of where the content is. I have a set of discussions for the students to work through, including the typical introduce yourself and all that. Then I have a Dropbox that they take Word documents and various things and put them into. So there's a presentation grades Dropbox and a PowerPoint presentation Dropbox that they put things into. Then there's quizzes. There are no quizzes in this course, so that makes it a little bit easier. Quizzes tend to be more difficult to convert between platforms. There's a roster of students, which I'll have to go back and remove post-production. Anyway, and then there's a grade book for the students as well, which I'll have to go back and remove post-production. All right. Okay, great. Okay, great. That's an overview of the course, and now let's take a look at the Canvas version. I'm going to go ahead and log in, and then Jared, if you want to tell us what we're seeing as I look at the course.
Jeremy, you're going to want to choose the D2L import test course from the courses list.
Can you tell us briefly what we're seeing here?
Yeah, upon first logging into Canvas, users see the recent activity for any of the courses that they might be a member of. And so there's not a lot of activity in the courses that we have set up for you right now, since there are no users. So there's not much going on. All right, now we're in the D2L import test course. This is the shell that I use to copy in the D2L package that Jeremy provided. And this is an automated process. You simply upload the backup file. Canvas will uncompress it, try to remap it to its own paradigm. And that's what we're going to start looking at here. This home page, you can actually choose the kind of home page that you want to use, but this home page is the modules view of the home page. So each of these little items here, the discussions, the orientation, the guest speakers, Canvas interpreted something in D2L as a module, probably because there were looks like there were some headings or something in there. So we'll have to figure out exactly what came in from D2L to map to the Canvas modules. Okay, it does look like at least the module names came across, but maybe not all of the content. So for instance, in guest speakers, let's focus on guest speakers because in the Canvas import it looks like nothing really came through. Jeremy, can you tell us a little bit about the items that you have here in your guest speakers module in D2L?
Okay, so Jonathan Richter, that's an empty module, so that of course wouldn't have anything in it. Lori Bell, this next one on technology plans has, let's take a look. It's got, I think that might be a link to, okay, so that's a page that includes a description of the speaker and a link out to the D2L. So that's a very simple web page. Then the next piece is hidden. You can see it's hidden, a transcript for Lori Bell. So the students actually wouldn't even be able to see that. And that's a long set of text that we get from our accessibility folks. Then the next thing is Darlene Fitcher on emerging library tech. That module is also hidden, and it includes a sort of an overview of the speaker along with the Illuminate link. So if we go back to, okay, so just to capture that, we've got basically an empty link, a link with another page in it, and a hidden page of text, a hidden link with a page of text in it. So really the only thing I would expect to see here from Canvas would be Lori Bell's page folder, which has two, well, at least one web page in it. So at least what I would need here would be Lori Bell and a link to this set of Illuminate materials. Ideally, I would have all of this content transferred, but I mean the transcript, of course, you'd probably want that too. So let's take a look at Canvas. So guest speakers, what I get are three empty, these are three empty headers, correct? Is that right? So guest speakers, what I get are three empty, these are three empty headers, correct? Is that right?
That's correct. So what we would expect to see is at least a link to that external page underneath Lori Bell, correct? And it looks like that didn't come through.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's move on. Let me make a note of this real quick, but go ahead and proceed.
Okay, and there was nothing. I mean, let's take a look at that page, because this page here didn't have any special release functions. The numeration is hidden, so that might be interesting. And the restrictions on this has no restrictions.
And let me clarify that the page inside of there is simply an external URL. It's not a page within D2L.
No, this page here, the 6 p.m. September 22nd, is a page within D2L. That's a page, it's in the files area, so we can actually go out there and take a look at that, I think. Manage content and manage files. So I mean the easiest drop-dead thing would be just for Canvas to capture everything in the manage files area and to make it available in some way. So that would be like the bare minimum, right? So this is the file. I thought it was. Yeah, Lori Bell, Lecture 4. No, that's not it. Well, it's got content. Okay, I don't know what all this stuff is. But anyway, you would think that, well, trying to find the individual file. Man, this is just Greek. Okay.
Yeah, this is probably stuff that Illuminate is creating inside the course. Is that what we're seeing?
Yeah.
All right. One thing that is a piece of good news, well, maybe, kind of looking at the folder structure, Canvas did preserve all of the files. So it did bring all of the files over into our files area. So it may be that in this case, it simply failed to create the link to that file under the proper heading, which is something that's pretty easy for us to fix. So there's a files area here in Canvas.
Okay. All right. Great.
And it looks like that mirrors the files area you were just working through.
Right, that's the bare minimum, is to get all these underlying files brought over. Okay, so let's walk me through the process of relinking that. So I've got, in the home page, I've got Lori Bell's technology plans.
So what you'll want to do now is to not edit that particular item, but right down below, under next to that little green plus sign, add item to module, that's correct. And here, up at the top, we're browsing to the assignments. We'll switch to pages. Now, I think what we're going to be able to do, though, here, Jeremy, is actually fix the migration tool so it preserves those links. There's no reason why it shouldn't be. Oh, I'm sorry. These are actual files, so click on File. So we would want to be able to find that original file, and knowing its name is going to help, but I'm not sure we identified what the file itself was called, did we?
No. Let me go back here to the contents area and find Lori Bell's page, and we can see it is. Well, yeah, there's that. I don't think that's any use. Shoot. So what's the naming protocol here? Any ideas? Well, okay, I'll edit it.
Jeremy?
Yeah.
Our engineer Bracken just entered the room. He's the guy who masterminded our migration tool. So I'm just going to have him walk through the rest of this.
Okay.
It looks like you figured out what it is. So I'm going to go off mic for just a second to explain to Bracken what we're looking at.
Okay. Yeah, so it looks like the 6 p.m. March 3rd in Illuminate HTML. Let's see. So that's the file. That's the name of the file that I've pointed to in that area, 6 p.m. March 3rd. I go here. I go to Files, and I look for 6 p.m. March 3rd. And no. 6 p.m. Yeah. Right. So this makes it very non-trivial. So
this is actually in that content folder there at the top. Yeah, there you go. I just found it. I don't know where all of these folders came from, so it is kind of a mess to look through. But it looks like these were there in your original D2L course.
Right. Okay.
So we know where the file is. Linking to it from that module shouldn't be hard, but as I said, this is something that we should be able to fix in the migration tool.
Done. Boom. Okay. Great.
Well, Jeremy, that definitely is going to help us identify probably what happened, or something happened there to lose those links. I'm wondering, I'm just thinking out loud here with Bracken in the room, but I'm wondering if it might not be because the D2L modules actually had sub-modules in them. I'm not saying this is anything in terms of, you built it wrong in D2L. It just may that maybe our migration tool wasn't looking for a module within a module. So thanks for pulling this back up, because now Bracken can see how that's structured.
Folder guest speakers, subfolder Lori Bell, file 6 p.m. That's pretty damn straightforward. So, okay. Next one.